belt. So I'm just going to keep it simple. Be nice, okay? Everybody out there has a game under it. Everybody out there probably has a kid out here. So remember, cheer nicely. Be nice. Be nice to the person next to you. Cheer for positive Derby. No booing. No booing the officials or anything like that. And let's have a good bout. We've got the Renegade Outlaws going head to head with the Bombers. Looks like both teams are short 2 players.
We'll run down the rosters. The Renegades in white are number 10, Crazy A. At 11, Blueberry Slam Cakes. Number 13, Slave Voorhees. At 17, Guinea Pig. Number 19, Stitches. At number 2, Cairo. Number 24, Quad Freya. 47, Acid Smasha. At number 51, Big Wave. 58, Yoda. 64, Black Widow. 68, Foxtail. 700, Siren. Number 77, Tsunami Hazard. And number 97, Faz.
And the Cherry Bomb Brawlers tonight, the Bombers are in black, will be represented by 100 Electric Fox, 117 Spartan, 119 Liz in Fear, 167 Virus, 17 Caterkiller, 19 Slaughter Melon, 21 Sugar Rush, 24 Tiny Terror, 42 Galaxia, 67 Tough Little Cookie, 73 Lithium, 78 Alley Cat, 813 Psychotic, and bringing up the rear is number 99 Ride or Die.
All right, we have our rolling whistle. This game is underway.
We got Liz and Fear coming out for the Cherry Bomb Brawlers, and Faz coming out there for the Renegades.
All right.
Whistle blows and they go both to the inside. Faz is out there first. They're out there through the Cherry Bombs. Faz is fighting through there and is now coming around turn 4. Looking to score now. Still stuck in there is Liz and Fear. Liz and Fear getting blocked pretty heavily there.
So number 24, Quad Freya, putting on some blocks to slow down Liz and Fear's momentum. Faz, coming off a big game, is already putting up some points up here early for the Renegades.
That's the thing about Junior Roller Derby. You get a game off, but then you're right back at it. Faz is clearly one of their jammers.
Attempted apex jump, though, to quite make it around turn 2. There is a star pass, so now Spartan has the star for the Bombers. That'll force a call off. And we begin with a 12-0 run for the Renegades on top in our first minute.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Spartan realized once he got that star, they were going to call it off. He wasn't skating too hard.
All right, Tsunami Hazard up against Electric Fox. Both had good showings as jammers in the game that they played earlier today. All right, Tsunami goes to the inside, finds it, and is lead. Electric Fox being caught up. Really good maneuvering by the defenders of the Renegades. Recycle that jammer as Tsunami makes their first scoring run for 4. Electric Fox now at turn number 2, weaving their way through. The Renegades showing really good regrouping. The Hazard is through now. Meanwhile, in their second scoring run is Tsunami, who skips to the inside, gets 4, and calls it off. All right, Spartan out there now for the Cherry Bomb Brawlers with the star, with Stitches in white for the Renegades.
All right, whistle blows and the Spartan goes to the outside and Stitches goes up the middle. We get some power and Cairo with the big push pushes them out. Oh no, they're saying no pass, no penalty. So they're allowing Spartan to move forward. Stitches does get the lead jammer, but right in her hip pocket is Spartan.
All right. And try to temper points. Just went ahead and called that one off. They are up, 20-0, the third jam, so don't need to risk anything quite so early.
All right, Sugar Rush coming out for the Cherry Bomb Brawlers, going head to head with 97 Faz for the Renegades. Cherry Bomb even have some matching socks, it looks like. Sugar Rush is going to try for the outside. Big Wave sees it, reading it the whole way. We'll see what happens there. And Faz gets out fast.
Yeah, cuts to the outside, moves their hips around the Cherry Bomb defenders and is able to get through. Another nice quick move. Kind of had a nice screen set up there by Guinea Pig.
Yeah, as Cherry Bombs were opening up a hole to let Sugar Rush through, Faz took it and went right through. Now Big Wave gets one-on-one blocking with Sugar Rush. Doesn't let them move forward. Oh, we have a call right there at the end. Data calling a white skater, number 24.
Had a directional call. Yeah, that is Quad Freya. Be sitting down for the first penalty of this game.
Okay, it looks like Cherry Bomb's also got somebody in the box, as I see 3 blockers per side out there. Electric Fox going up against Tsunami Warning Hazard. And Tsunami is out first. Nice smooth skating style. Makes up a lot of track with big long strides.
Electric Fox trying to find a way around turn number 1 as Tsunami gets around for 4.
47 Acid Smasher bounces Electric out. And Tsunami's picking up for 4 and looking for more.
And they opt to call it off here before Electric Fox comes around.
Taking no chance. Getting into a big lead is score and don't let the other team score. That's the name of the game.
And Slave Voorhees coming out as the number 4 jammer of the Renegades.
Going head to head with Spartan out there, doing circles around her. Doesn't seem to bother Slay at all.
All right, both teams bunched up right at that jam line. Big hit by Cairo to take out Spartan. That allows the time for Slave Voorhees to take lead.
Oh, and Cairo jukes inside, but then uses one of his players to block him. And it, almost catches him, but no, he's going to get a penalty. No.
Oh, yeah.
That was clean.
Yeah, Cairo tried to get in front. Spartan was able to get by and put him down. That'll force the call off.
Sugar Rush and Faz come out there for the 2 teams.
All right, penalty box there, so all 4 blockers out there for both teams.
And I think even though I've seen Tough Little Cookie grow a little bit, they're still pretty small out there, but they're out there fighting for everything they get. Yep. And Faz is out fast and furious.
Yeah, drew him to the inside off the jam line, and then with a couple quick lateral steps took to the outside and was through. Meanwhile, Sugar Rush trying to get by a very solid-looking wall that the Renegades have put up at turn number 2. Faz gets by for 4. Faz so far putting up 8 points in this jam, looking for a couple more here. Looks like we do have a call off. Faz knocked to the outside and decided to call that one off rather than try for more.
Sometimes you're like, nope, that tank's empty. I got to go refuel.
Right. I mean, they played a really tough game just a little while ago, earlier this morning. So they got a pretty good lead built up. They don't need to burn themselves out quite yet this early.
2 more games tomorrow.
All right.
So here we go. Tsunami Hazard up against Electric Fox. Tsunami opens a hole right in the middle. Electric Fox gets cycled back by Quad Freya, but no. Or Acid Smasher. And Acid Smasher has to head off.
Yeah, Acid Smasher and Blueberry Slam Cakes had a nice hit to take Electric Fox out, but looks like Acid Smash has still ended up drawing a penalty on that one.
And there we go. Tsunami calling it off.
All right, Spartan once again as the jammer for the Bombers, Stitches in white for the Renegades. Both teams gathered up right at that jam line, so looking to halt both jammers' momentum right at the start.
And the whistle blows, and they both cut inside, but Stitches is out first. Spartan thought he had a line. Cairo cut that off. And now Cairo's right. Now Spartan's got the outside line, and there he goes.
Yeah, Renegade's doing a good job of letting their own jammer through and then immediately closing up that gap to stop the opposing jammer.
The Renegades have come a long way because last year they weren't even a sanctioned team. This year they said they wanted to go for it. And so they put together a team and they got sanctioned and just in time for the season.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely showing that they're a contending team.
Well, they have a pretty cool little schoolhouse they play in up there in Nampa, Idaho. I'm sure you went to has been up there.
I have not been up there.
You-
I haven't been up there myself. Rather,
Okay.
Yeah.
All righty, we got Sugar Rush up against Faz.
Quad Freya doing some good tandem blocking.
And we are stretched out. The Renegades have stretched all the way out, each one of them taking a run at Sugar Rush. Sugar Rush getting cycled way back again.
Yeah, it was Guinea Pig along with Quad Freya, the good tractor trailer sort of blocking method to hold back the Bomber Jammer.
Faz is around for 4, trying to get the next 4, and does. Gets 4 more and calls it off there. See if the Renegades are slowing their scoring on purpose, if they're going to do 2 rounds and call it.
Might be a good strategy when you have, if you can put up those points every jam to keep your lead safe, then save some energy for, a couple tough games that you probably got headed coming up tomorrow. All right, Tsunami taken out. Let's see, that was Lithium, the good block. Electric Fox is through. See who's got the Electric Fox. Does have that lead.
And Electric Fox has the advantage. They just jousted a little bit. Tsunami. Oh, and now Tsunami takes the lead.
Yeah, it's a nice hop right at that apex to get through. So even though Electric Fox does have that lead position, Tsunami is not wasting any time scoring some points. And now Electric Fox gets the call. It's told to call that one off. Puts up 2 points for the Bombers.
Well, and these junior seasons go until June. They have tournaments almost every month and everything, and they go hard until June, and that's when they get the time off. So here we go, Spartan up against Slave Voorhees.
Yeah, Slave Voorhees doing a little more jamming this game than in the last game, though they had some very key jams that they played in the last game to help them in that win.
Spartan bouncing around everybody, but at the last second, Cairo catches Spartan, sends him out.
Yep. There we go. I had Slave Voorhees going around, catching 4. Nice swing to the outside. Once again, recycled back is Spartan. And now the Bombers regrouping to halt Slave Voorhees. And there will be a forearm call on the jammer.
But they allowed her to call it off.
Right, yeah, the The call-off whistle happened almost simultaneously to the penalty being called. The jammer will be starting in the box for a full 30 seconds. That'll give an advantage to the Bombers with a power start.
And they send out Ride or Die, number 99. Ryder lines up, has the team backed off a little bit, sends them forward and says, get in there and break stuff. One blocker in the box for the Bombers.
Is that Guinea Pig again, I believe, doing some one-on-one blocking. They've been doing some good. Make sure I get that number right to give them the right credit. It's number 17. Yes, Guinea Pig. Yeah, they've been mentioning their name twice already in this game early, so they've been doing a good job in their position. Meanwhile, that is Big Wave with a penalty being sent to the box.
Oh, and Slave Voorhees comes in and gets out of there immediately. Slave Voorhees is loose, but and lead jammer. Ride or Die did not establish lead jammer. So Slave Voorhees is your lead jammer. And Slave Voorhees is going to call it before Ride or Die can get back around. So the Renegades doing a good job cooking off a penalty. Electric Fox coming out for the Cherry Bomb Brawlers, going head-to-head with Tsunami.
Yep, Bombers starting right at that jam line. Tsunami, you definitely want to try to stop before they get started because they are hard to slow down when there's a lot of momentum behind them. They can rack up a lot of points so quickly on you.
They are very jukey, and they have a lot of lateral movement on them. And there we go. Tsunami's loose.
Following right behind, though, is Electric Fox. Tsunami looking for some points, finds that apex, leaps over, gets 4, and calls it off. And now it's number 19, Stitches, for the Renegades up against Spartan. For one more blocker to come out for the Bombers.
Spartan does like to play those games with the other jammer by sliding in front of him a little bit. So here we go. He tries to knock out number 19. That's Stitches, and does not do it, but is able to move forward. And Spartan gets the lead now. Spartan is your jammer record. He's the lead jammer. About a half a track behind is Stitches. Spartan is back in there. Gets knocked out by number 13. That's Slave Voorhees. Slave Voorhees goes back into Cairo. Cairo engages. They're doing a lot of track and trailer there. And now Spartan is through.
Spartan does have that lead, so does have control. He's getting told to keep going.
Yeah, Stitches has the advantage, though, as Stitches is now ahead of Spartan. Spartan retains the lead. He doesn't lose his lead ever unless he goes to the box, and then it just vanishes.
Yeah, Stitches taking hits, but bouncing right off, and so not slowing down at all and able to get through the pack.
And it's probably hard once you establish lead to be told to call it off because the other one gets the advantage over you, but sometimes that's just a better part of discretion.
Yeah.
Discretion's a better part of valor.
All right, so Ride or Die back out for the Bombers up against Faz. Faz looking for the inside, gets it. Yeah, Faz establishes the lead jammer more often than not, it seems, whenever they're out there. So they are definitely hard to stop right off that jam line. Nice stop by Quad Freya. That is number 68 now, bringing them back. So that is Foxtail. Foxtail Recycling. Looks like working alongside Guinea Pig to hold back Ride or Die. Baz looking for some instruction, gets it, goes through for 4.
Well, I think Cherry Bombs thought they had a power jam, and Faz was looking at Mike getting called off, and Vonnie was like, no, and Faz's coach said keep rolling. So Faz did.
All right, and Yoda for the first time with the jab start for the Renegades, number 58, going up against Electric Fox.
All right, both teams back up onto the jam line. They both are going to probe the outside, get knocked to the middle. Everybody goes down, and meanwhile, Yoda moves forward.
Yeah, the Bombers tried to block it off, but they didn't keep their feet while Yoda's able to stay on their skates and so able to find a way through and get that lead position. However, Electric Fox with some speed now count racing in.
Yoda is a pretty fast skater.
Nice move by Electric Fox. Takes a hit, bounces right off, skates on through for 4. Yoda now going again for another scoring pass, running into some opposition and is knocked out. That is psychotic of the Cherry Bombers with a good hit out.
The Renegades are choosing to run this a little bit, or they're not going to call it off yet.
Or correction, Caterkiller with a good block. However, they've also got a forearm on that last play, so they will be going to the box. All right, we have a team timeout being called by the Renegades. I'll give us a minute here as there are just a little over 10 minutes left to play in our first half. As we are closing in on the minutes timeout here, we'll be going again. Just a few seconds. The whistle ends timeout, and both teams start fielding their player, Siren, for the first time with the star for the Renegades. Going up against Spartan. Yeah.
All right, and the whistle blows, and they take off. Right into there is Spartan. Siren still put. Oh, and now it's a drag race, folks, because they're both out. I think
Spartan
is the lead. Yep, Spartan is definitely the lead. Siren coming. Oh, and I thought Spartan had a definite size advantage, but Siren hung in there for every bit she could. Both went down, and Siren gets the advantage, and Siren slips around the outside. Nice move by Siren.
Spartan with a good jump inside there. Gets on through for 4. However, Siren sweeps through. And we will call this jam off.
Sushi, you're needed in the box. Sushi. Sushi, you're needed at the box. Sushi. Sushi, quit pretending like you can't hear me. We're not married, Sushi. You can listen to me. Sushi. Sushi, we need you over here at the scorer's table. Sushi. 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 Sushi.
Sushi.
Sushi.
All right, we are back underway. Guinea Pig now being the jammer for the Renegades. They've had a good blocking game so far, so now they're gonna try as jammer. We're going up against number 19 of Bombers. That is Slaughtermelon, also another first-time jammer.
If it's not cold, then
That is Guinea Pig with lead, followed right by Slaughtermelon. Right behind Slaughtermelon on the inside. A big leap, but doesn't make it. All right, both like possibly a. Yep, they give the 4 points to Slaughtermelon. Big collision, but looks like everyone's back up.
Yeah, it looked like a couple clotheslines in there from this angle, but I can't see well. But everybody seems fine.
All right, Blueberry Slam Cakes, number 11 in white with the jammer. Bombers. Yeah. So this will be a power start.
Yep.
There's a penalty assessed against the bomber jammer at the end of that one.
Blueberry Slam Cakes is out first and out fast. Still got a pole penalty to go. Still working around, coming back around into the pack. Oh,
Slides
big hit by
around.
21, but takes it and moves forward.
Yeah, that is a high block on number 21. Yeah, it's a Sugar Rush. The pivot for the Bombers will be starting this one in the box.
And it looks like number 19 is coming out, Stitches, for the Renegades.
There aren't no hits above the shoulders allowed in roller derby, so it can be very difficult for some taller players. But those are the rules, and that's how you got to deal with it. So now there are two bomber blockers out there. Nice hit by Lithium to bring
Oh,
the
no.
takedown.
They're going to get a cut track. No, that's a cut track penalty on somebody. Looks like the red jammer, or the black jammer, excuse me. And Stitches is allowed to move forward. That was Slaughtermelon who got that cut track.
Yeah, looks like when they came out of the box, they didn't enter in legally, so were called on to cut track and sent back. It's Stitches up, putting up some points early in this jam to keep on going. Now Slaughtermelon is back out, and a nice jump, doesn't clear it. There is a low block called on that, though. That'll send a number 13, Slave Voorhees to the box. Looks like Slaughtermelon took to the air. Slave Voorhees intercepted that illegally and is called on a low block.
All right, so now we got Foxtail up against Electric Fox.
Yeah, Foxtail only had one jam last game, but is very pivotal. You know, ended up coming from not taking lead, ended up putting up some points with her team that really helped them.
Well, and there you go, Foxtail just waiting for the right opportunity. A hole opens, they squirt right through it. They didn't make a big move or anything. They waited for the players to move around them, and they got out of there.
Yeah, as they show, they got a lot of speed. They can get around that track pretty quickly. This Electric Fox going around looking for some points. Finds it with Big Wave, but no, Big Wave with a forearm call sent out. And intercepted is Faz. Gets up quickly to bring out Electric Fox.
Now Quad Freya heading to the box. And Foxtail calls it off. They got 2 blockers still in the box. And
now,
2 big blockers with Quad Frey and Big Wave in there.
Yeah, Acid Smasher now. Taking the Jam Star for the Renegades. Looks like it'll be Tsunami and Cairo out there as the 2 blockers. We have an official timeout being called.
Just a quickie there.
All right, and we're back ready to start play once again. Waiting for that 5-second. There it is. All right. And they're up. Spartan opts to do some defense against Acid Smasher. Smasher, though, is now through and lead.
And it looks like they were going to put 2 on defense and try to pop their jammer free, but then they 2 on offense. But nonetheless, Acid Smasher gets out first. Spartan gets out second. It's Acid Smasher's world. Quad Freya is loose and immediately engages Spartan as they come around. Hands off to Cairo out there.
Acid calls that one off. 3:50 left in the game, counting down. And Caterkiller, number 17 for the Bombers. No.
And Slave Voorhees coming out there for the Renegade.
They have to switch jammers on this one.
Yeah, there's a jammer in the box. All right, and here we go. Slave Voorhees out there with a power start, just slicing right through there. Nice little spin move in there.
Yeah. Yeah, very, very steady and very fast on skates, Slave Voorhees.
Yeah, they sliced through that. I don't think anybody even clipped him on that last run. Coming in, Cairo plows the road and gets it open.
All right, Spartan back out on the track now for the Bombers. It's Slave Voorhees get right by everyone. Oh, and we have a multiplayer call on Cairo. They'll be sent to the box. Slave Voorhees, though, does not break into stride and going around the track. Past 12 points up now on this run. Spartan now out, puts the star on their helmet, looks seeing if they can score some points. Slay, though, taking their time. Let's see, Spartan might have gotten, yes, he did get 2.
Yep, I think the Slave Voorhees picked up that call a little late there.
Yep.
Coach in the corner was trying to call it off.
And we're at 2 minutes left in this first half.
Boy, this half is flying.
It has.
This one has gone by fast. Last game, the last half seemed to drag a little.
Yeah.
This one's just clicking by. So here we go. We got Paz up against Electric Fox.
Paz has taken a little bit of a break from jamming a bit. Has done really good as a pivot out there, though, in these last times they've been out on the track. Foxtail now up against Electric Fox. Electric Fox is through. Goes around, but no, his Big Wave finds them and brings them back.
Paz has gotten through, and they're up to their scoring drive, tossing players around. Players running at Faz. Faz shakes it all off, gets their first 4.
I know. Definitely noticed Cairo and Big Wave out there for the Renegades, but Foxtail is definitely taking up a lot of room on that track.
Yeah, they do have a few players on the Fox or the Renegades that take up a lot of track space.
We'll probably get one more jam off before this path ends here. Tsunami Hazard for the Renegades.
I think Tough Little Cookie just mean mud Tsunami as they came on the track. Just give him a little stink eye, like, I got you. And we, oh, no.
It's like might have to
It is a start.
yield.
What is that?
Or no. I don't know if they crossed the pivot line before the start.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, Tsunami has gotten out and gotten 4 points.
Yep.
In a blink of an eye.
That is Electric Fox now right back out. Trying to go right into the teeth of the Renegade wall there. That is not an easy thing to do, but they find a way. However, Tsunami, period clock down to 0, calls that one off, and that should end this first half with a score of 193-34, and we are at our intermission.
So folks, get up, move around, go visit the merch table of the visiting players or any team and throw your money down. If you don't want to buy anything, just feel free to throw big wads of cash at any one of the Derby teams. They'll gladly take it, put it to good use, or at least to Derby use. I don't know if that's good use or not.
Oh, sure. It's always good use.
It's always good use to play Derby.
Yeah.
All right, folks. For Merciful Skate and myself, we'll be back in about 15 minutes. All right, all right, all right. We're a minute and a half left, and we're heading into the second half of the Renegade Outlaws up against the Cherry Bomb Brawler Bombers.
All right, coming in of the Renegades up on top 193 to 34. 15 minutes to regroup, although if you've ever played Derby, the 15 minutes of intermission is the quickest 15 minutes of your life. It hardly seems like a break at all, and you're right back out there. So.
Yeah, this is a very physical sport and you got to remember the padding is not for the hits you're taking from the other players. It's when you fall to the ground and don't want to break an elbow or a knee, but your hits are shoulder to chest and, side. You catch people with your side. It's a physical sport where your body is on the line the whole way.
All right, we have coming down to our final 20 seconds of intermission and ending. So both teams have had their equipment checks, going over their last bits of pep talk and strategy before taking the track. Reminder, we do have one more game tonight that is slated to start at 5, maybe a little later. It's 4:04 right now, so that is a good chance that start time might be pushed back.
Yeah, we want to try to give the referees a good 20, 30 minutes off in between games to rest their legs. Even though we have a big pool of zebras this time around, it's nice to see that we have so many referees coming out to support Junior Roller Derby. All right, so here we go. Stitches up against Spartan. Battle of the S's. Stitches goes around the outside and gets out first. Spartan tried to go in there, but is battling against Cairo and the White Wall. White Wall's formed up pretty firmly. That's Stitches hops a little bit. And now Spartan is loose, but Stitches has already got their first 4. We'll see what they want to do.
So far, looks like they're opting to run it. Doesn't look like they're slowing down, and they take that apex again, and 4-4. Yeah, feeling confident on just running the clock and putting up some points. So they are going around for their third scoring pass right now.
That was Siren there, the last hit on Spartan, but Siren was able to get Spartan out. Now Spartan able to maneuver around everybody, gets out of there.
When you're on wheels, that can definitely take away a lot of height and weight advantage from you.
Oh, it's definitely about how good you are on your wheels. It's nothing about your size or shape or anything. A little bit with your endurance, maybe.
Oh.
But the skates are the ultimate equalizer.
That Stitches opts to call that one off after putting up 16 points. Bombers come away with that one with 7.
Electric Fox coming out, going up against Faz. Renegades going over some last-minute talks. Electric Fox going over some last-minute stretches. Whistle blows, and they go. Electric Fox gets slammed into there by number 17.
Yeah, also Quad Freya also helping out too. That is a Guinea Pig again, who's had a really good blocking game, I've noticed so far. Yeah.
And there we go. Electric Fox is out first, but Electric Fox is lead jammer. Sushi and Bonnie. Oh, big hit there. Big Wave was just standing there, and unfortunately, Electric Fox ran into him.
Yeah, they are back up on their feet, Bill. Faz is very quick around that track to get around, but Electric Fox putting up some points.
And it looks like Big Wave did commit some infraction there as Big Wave skates off.
Electric Fox is down as Faz dips their way through for 4 more. Electric Fox is the lead jammer on this. Fox still pushes them out, brings it back. There is a cut track call. That'll bring a bomber to the bench or to the penalty box. Fox a little slow to get up and decides to call that one off. Looks like they're doing all right, but you know, definitely been taking some hard shots all day today, and this game in particular.
And give these kids a minute sometimes, because they could take 3 or 4 big shots and then come back a minute later and just be fine. Sometimes they just get emotional, you know, and sometimes they're really big hits. But give them a second, and they'll correct themselves.
All right, so now it is Caterkiller, who we don't often see with the star of this game for the Bombers.
More of the first game, I remember Caterkiller being in there
Yep.
a lot more as a jammer.
Right. Trying to split that Renegade wall. Not having any luck, and they're pushed out by number 84. Or perhaps 64, Black Widow.
Yep, that is
Yep.
64.
Yep. Got some whistles. Some people will be going to the penalty box.
I see one bomber going.
Yeah, Tsunami gets through. Steps around, gets that 4 points on that pass and calls it off. And now it is Siren for the Renegades out there. And Spartan will go out for the Bombers. Bombers will be down a blocker at the beginning of the jam here. And big opening for Siren on the outside. Sees it, takes it, and is lead. Spartan running through, gets by. See what Siren decides to do with their scoring run. Takes a big hit, goes down at turn number 1. Back to their feet and are stopped immediately again. They decide to continue running it as Spartan is on a scoring run of their own, but gets a forearm call. So now we have a power jam advantage for the Renegades.
The Renegades didn't need help, but they got it. And there we go. Siren hopping through there for another 4 points.
I might have pulled the muscle there a bit. I honestly took a couple big strides and a big jump to get by that last blocker. They seem to be doing all right now. So going around, gathered 4 and call that off. That will keep the Bomber Jammer into the box for a power start advantage. And they elected to have Faz go out for the Renegades.
But the Renegades do have 2 in the box, so they're going to be 2 blockers short.
So we have a Quad Freya and Foxtail, who, you know, definitely 2 good blockers on their own. So
Spartan is standing, so he'll come out within 10 seconds.
yeah, so we'll see if Freya can get established lead quickly, and does. The Spartan is now in.
And because the start was so close to where Spartan was released from, he's in and out quickly. He's already moving around. Faz is in there, hits their way through there, and calls it off before Spartan can get back over there.
Yeah, Faz changes direction without changing speed and able to get a solid hit on that bomber blocker to get through for 4. And we have an official review being called by the Bombers.
Now, there are some merch booths set up over there, so feel free to walk over there and buy yourself some merch from other teams. Show people how cool you are. Concession stand is open for snacks and goodies. Victor's Tires is open till 2 in the morning, so there's that. All right, zebras are gathering. So they have decided, or they're going to talk over whatever the official review Black is calling for. So far tonight, I don't think we've had an official review work out for anybody.
Yeah, it seems a decision has been made, and the
All right, it looks like Black was looking for an adding of a back block penalty. The referee said, nope, it was all side. We all saw it, and it was a clean hit. So skate on, and Bombers will lose their review for the remainder of this game.
they came into that pack with a lot of speed, but it looks like a clean hit to the side to bring down that blocker.
So here we go. It's Caterpillar versus Blueberry Slam Cakes.
Caterpillar with some spin moves to try to get free, and then trying to push their way past turn one. Lead has not been established, so Caterpillar still shoving their way, spreading out that pack. One more to beat is brought down and gets back up. The opposing blocker. So there'll be two penalties, I believe, on Big Wave. Looks like possibly a low block call on top of a illegal procedure where they did not get off the track quickly enough.
Oh, and I think number 11 thought they got it called for a penalty, and they didn't. So they get back on the track as soon as they can. Oh, with a little chip, Caterpillar gets sent flying. Caterpillar gathers themselves and cycles themselves back behind Tsunami. Black Widow out there.
Killer looking for it, sees it, and gets to the outside and pass for 4.
Black Widow came over there, tried for a last-minute sting, and Caterpillar was able to squeeze through.
Blueberry also coming around. Their first gotten through on their initial run. I don't see any points on there, so this is now their first scoring pass. Caterpillar, I believe, with their biggest jam of the night, has 8 points up there already with the lead position. We do now have a cut track call, and a bomber blocker will be leaving the track. Both jammers definitely taking their time sizing up these blockers. They have a difficult time of it.
Boy, and right at the end there, both jammers took a heck of a hit from blockers. All legal, all within the whistles, but continuation of the play.
Yeah, Caterpillar putting up 11 points on that. Down to the end of our first 10 minutes of the half. Slave Voorhees right off out the whistle. Uses a nice screen to get through for lead.
Good play by Liz and Fear. They thought they were on the track and then realized they had too many and jumped off at the last second.
Oh, hard at Lithium, and Slayer Voorhees colliding.
Referees say skate on. That was clean.
Yeah.
So there we go. Slave Voorhees is around.
Slave Voorhees, they definitely may look like they're taking around their time around the track, but they just have a very good pace. So they're able to get through, get around, and go back in. It doesn't seem like they break a single stride at all while they're doing it.
Yeah, kind of a sleeper stance. You don't think they're moving very fast, and all of a sudden, blink and they're gone.
Now Electric Fox is back out from the box. He's brought back by Cairo to the jam line. Looks to do some defense against Slave Voorhees. Slave Voorhees stays on their feet and is taken out by Lithium, but slides right back in as Tough Little Cookie gets in their path and forces the call off. And now we're seeing Quad Freya with the Jam Star for the Renegades.
Oh, looks like we got a little water on the track there, so that's going to stall things for a little while.
Well, penalty box is clear, so it'll be a 4-on-4 blocker situation.
All right, they're getting everything cleaned up. Referees are sliding around. Everybody's been at this for a little while, so we want to make sure it's all nice and straightened out there.
Yeah, it's still a lot of noise and still a lot of cheering going on. So late in our fourth game of the day, still a lot of energy in the building.
Both these teams have played once already. Okay. The Renegades send out Quad Freya. I think that's the first time we called their name on the jam line.
Yep.
They're going to go head-to-head with Spartan. Spartan playing their games is circling around Quad Freya. And there we go, Quad Freya to the inside. Quad Freya takes a big hit there.
Yeah.
Forearm penalty as Quad Freya moves forward. That looks like Black Widow. 42 Galaxia.
Yeah. Yep.
So here we go. Quad Freya is loose and coming around, looking to score. Now goes in behind their team. We've got two blockers out there and gets through. Gets 4 points. Hits a track snake, gets fouled up and moves forward. And then decides that's good enough.
Yeah, sometimes you just get those points and you don't want to gas yourself out and just call it right there.
When you run into a track snake, though, that brings a end to the evening. And you're like, oh, nope, that's it for the jam.
Yeah. Yoda once again, number 58 in white, as the jammer going up against Caterkiller. Caterkiller had a solid jam the last time they were out there.
And they go Yoda on the outside. Oh, it's a drag race now.
Nice.
Now here we go. They went on the inside and outside, and they both got out, so it's just a straight-up drag race.
Yeah, it is Caterkiller with lead. Both jammers go down right in front of us, and now they are going to charge into that pack. Nice hit by Lithium to bring Yoda out. And Caterkiller is pushing hard right at turn number 1. Trying to get some points up on the board.
A cut
Yoda
track on one of the
again.
Renegades.
Yeah, Yoda pushed out by Lithium, but Lithium went down. That allows Yoda to come back in. But no, looks like there's a cut track being called on Yoda. So this is now a big power jam opportunity for the Bombers. Caterkiller's had some good runs as the jammer here. They capitalize on this. Nice hit, though, by Tsunami to bring back Caterkiller. Won't be able to get all 4 points on that run, will Caterkiller, but going back in to try again. There is a cut track, though. Looks like Caterkiller entered in a little too early, so they will be heading to the box. That'll free up Yoda.
Well, Yoda cooked off their entire penalty. Now they're coming in, so the Caterkiller's going to sit the entire time.
Got 30 seconds left in this jam. Some time for Yoda to put up a few more points for the Renegades. Swings to the inside and is through. All right, the Bombers trying to take up that front position, get away from that offense of the Renegades. Yoda is calling for offense. See what the Renegades can do. And Lithium with a solid block, halting that momentum dead in its tracks, but all the same, Yoda's still able to get through as Caterkiller comes flying out of that penalty box, but I think unable to score. That was a really good effort. What appears Caterkiller will be going back into the box. I suppose there is a penalty assessed right at the end of that one against them.
Yeah, Coach Jester over there double checking to see what's going on. And yes, it does appear to be a power start for Stitches. They blow the whistle and Stitches takes off. I don't think the Cherry Bombs are quite set yet. Stitches takes full advantage, takes about 5 seconds, it gets right out of there. Stitches is moving around fast.
All right, Bombers trying to regroup up front. Get ready for Stitches coming in. Another skater that can come in really fast and just not lose any speed, pushing their way through.
Yeah, I think you need to be setting your tripod as they come around with the satellite. Trying to catch them with a flat wall is not going to work, or one-on-one.
Caterkiller back in. Renegades set up in their tripod. Splits through, is stopped by Cairo. Still on their feet and pushing, though, is Caterkiller as Stitches comes around for another pass. That'll bring Siren, the pivot to the Renegades, into the penalty box.
Yep, 99 got sluice-footed a little bit there, but they skate on.
Yeah, Caterkiller, as tired as they are, these kind of last couple of jams that they've had to do, from the box and coming back on again, they're still shoving their way for every inch all the way through there. Oh, I believe Caterkiller will once again start in the box. So that is Faz out there for a power jam.
Nice move on Faz's part. They went balls to the wall right at that pack, hit the brakes, and then slid sideways and got around. Nobody even touched them. Cherry Bomb setting up. Oh, and Faz does a little hop and gets through there.
All right, Siren back out. So now the Renegades have a full 4 blockers out on the track. Nice moves by Faz, though. And will freeze the jammer into the penalty box. That'll allow for another power start for the Renegades as Acid Smasher comes out with a star. As I am looking, it seems that the time was expired on the jammer, so Electric Fox now is out as jammer for the Bombers.
And is that Quad Frey out there? Oh, Acid Smasher.
Acid Smasher.
So here we go. Acid Smasher tries to follow in behind Electric Fox. The red wall or black wall cuts him off, and now Acid Smasher's through there.
Yeah.
A little bit of lateral movement, and it finally gets the wall to break down.
That's some colliding going on. Acid Smasher comes around for a scoring pass. Gets by 3 defenders. Very good. Looking to, oh yeah, gets by. Asked there for. Round and out. See if they decide to get points and call it off, or points and or just keep running the clock. Electric Fox, though, definitely can put up some points.
They were being chased at the last minute by number 59. Oh, Yoda, I guess.
Yeah.
They chased him down, but they got past it. I tell you, you change the pivot to the star, and they look like completely different players. From the announcer's booth, we're looking at everybody from their back.
The multiplayer called. That is Tsunami going to the box now. Acid Smasher decided to do a run on their own, just running down the clock on this. Electric Fox, though, nice moves, putting up some points. Acid Smasher wants to go for another round. Electric Fox, though, hot on their heels. Hard hits.
I'll tell you what, Virus popped up with all heart.
Right.
That was all heart that made Virus pop right back up. If you would have heard the sound that made when Virus hit the floor over here, that's a whew.
Yeah.
I think I got a bruise. All right, Spartan coming out against Siren. We've called Siren for blocking, but not too much for jamming. Siren slicing right through there and gets through there without much effort. The Bombers were looking at the referee calling out something.
Yeah, Bombers opted to stay up at that jam line. That gave Siren a lot of time to get some speed. They definitely took advantage of that.
Yeah, like I said, some of these skaters, you don't want to give them space to operate because once they get under speed, they're almost impossible to stop or deal with.
All right, Caterpillar back out again, up against Faz. We are counting down. Once this jam gets underway, we'll be at about 9 minutes left in this game.
And Faz is out there against Caterpillar.
Yeah, like a ping pong ball, just bounced. I think they hit every jammer in that tripod and just came out on the other side of it.
Yeah, sometimes they bounce and they bounce into another player and then bounce off that player into another player and keep bouncing forward. That's, I guess, the ultimate goal here. Oh. Big Wave says, how you doing? I'm going to put you down. Caterpillar hits the ground.
All right, so we do have a penalty being called. I don't see what the hat signal is yet, but that is called on Big Wave. Yeah, Caterpillar and Faz going around against each other. Faz takes the legs out underneath Caterpillar. Faz opting to slow down, maybe play some defense, which they do successfully. So they pick up some speed and burst through the Bombers line.
I think they got Big Wave on a stop block where he was completely stopped, and the other skater skated into him. And Derby, you always have to be moving forward, even if it's tiny little movements forward. You keep moving forward. At least to point your toes forward.
Oh yeah. As long as there's any sort of forward progress, you can't stop dead in your tracks, or you cannot use some backward momentum into a hit. And a successful star pass and a nice get through by right and Knight. It's now got the jam star in their hand, putting it on their helmet. As Fast calls that one off.
And right at the end there, Foxtail headed off for a looks like a forearm. And it looks like they're going to be calling for an official review. I saw the O come up. I'll see if they're going to continue. No, maybe. Yes. They're going to call the official review for the white team.
Star on their helmet for the Renegades is Black Widow. That'll be their first time as a jammer today.
I do see 2 Renegades in the box also. 1 Bomber in the box. All right, it looks like the Renegades have explained their case. Referees skate off, and they're going to have their little huddle. Get a little sip of water, a little refreshment. All right, it looks like the referees have told the teams what's going on. Black or White had asked for the official review. Referees did agree with White, so White will get their official review. So it looks like I'm not sure what happened, but it looks like White took one out of the box. They had 2 in the box, and now they only have 1, and they have a jammer out there. So here we go. Black Widow is your jammer for White, and they get out first. Electric Fox is still stuck in the wash.
Electric Fox with some quick pushing moves to try to get through the Renegade wall. Now Black Widow on their scoring run, trying to shove their way to the inside, but is stopped. Like we were going to have a penalty called on Acid Smasha. Looks like they had a hit against Electric Fox. Legal hit will send them to the penalty box. Black Widow, in the meantime, is through for their first scoring run.
And now we have Tsunami heading to the penalty box.
Yeah, that'll be 2 penalties.
Oh, 2.
Not
exiting the track fast enough. You got to immediately turn and go off the track.
Right, yeah.
You can't skate forward even if it's clear space. You got to turn, go off the track. Right turn, go off the track.
Yeah, yeah, I know it's going to be tempting to just start skating right towards that penalty box, but you have to exit the track first and then skate towards it. So that'll be a minute in the box for Tsunami. So that'll mean that the Renegades will start with 2 in the box, as number 13, Slave Voorhees, will be their jammer, and Spartan comes out for the Bombers.
Tsunami picks up double duty with both blocking and jamming and a heavy load on both. Renegades got 2 in the box, so they're out there with Cairo and Stitches trying to slow down Spartan. Spartan now slips around, but first is Slave Voorhees is out first. Nice, big, long strides of Spartan. Spartan's digging hard. Looks at the coach, loses a little distance. Slave Voorhees keeps moving forward and then gets hit out. Slave Voorhees gathered themselves and tried to come back in, trying to get around people. Cairo doing a good job cycling back. Spartan. Slave Voorhees is around for their first 4.
Spartan gets their first 4. Just the Slave Voorhees slips through. It's now 8-4 run. They're opting to just continue to run this one. Spartan tries to burst in. Cairo stops them and brings them out and recycles them back. Slave Voorhees, Slaughtermelon trying to temporarily halt to them, but still able to stay on their feet is Voorhees, who gets their 4 and calls that off, but not before Spartan can pick up 4 more of their own.
And it looks like Cairo got called on something. I think he's a little confused if he was called on it or not. I'm not sure. They called something.
Yeah, he is starting in the box in this one. So. Liz in Fear as the jammer for the Bombers. I don't think we've seen Liz in Fear with the star in quite some time. Up against Faz. That is the whistle. Starts the jam.
I think Faz is pretty much the primary jammer for the Renegades. That and Tsunami. And Faz leaves a wake of destruction behind her.
Yeah, Liz gets out themselves, so Faz decides to do.
Little skate adjustment in turn 3. Tries to jump the apex, mixes it. Get a killer through a hip in there.
Yeah, can't. Yeah, that apex, you can think it's safe when you're right on the line, but some of those jammers can take that and yeah, pretty easily and get through for 4. Nice whip by Cairo to give Faz some speed. It's in Fear around turn number 2, looking to get through and is stopped by Cairo and will be brought back. And this jam is stopped. Get off the track under their own power, which is always good, and they always just get checked out by the medics.
All right, but they leave under their own power, so that's always a good sign to see.
Blueberry Slam Cakes, number 11 in white for the Renegades, up against number 100, Electric Fox in black for the Bombers. Both jammers talking to each other right before we restart the game here. Rolling whistles restarts the game. Wait for the 5 seconds.
2.5 minutes left in the game.
All right, 2 or 3 more jams left here.
Electric Fox moves forward, gets caught up in the whitewash, and now trying to get through there is Blueberry Slam Cakes. And oh, both of them are through. It's a drag race. 10 feet separate the 2 players.
Electric Fox has speed and moves, so they can get lead, get points. Blueberry Slam Cakes brought down at turn number 2. Back up. Electric Fox sliding on through for 4.
All right, and they're still in the drag race together. They're going 4 for 4. Electric Fox has put a little distance, but Slam Cakes always picks it up in the back half. And there we go, just Fox hits it. They call it off. Slam Kicks gets no chance for a secondary score. Fox gets 2 extra.
Be at just past a minute 30 left once we start this next jam here. Stitches number 19 in white as the jammer against Spartan in black for the Bombers.
This could be our last jam, or we could go into bonus time. We'll see. Whistle blows and they take off.
A lot of colliding, a lot of falling. Both teams decide to start right up at that jam line, so that'll happen. Cairo pushes Spartan out, and Spartan also has assessed a penalty on that, so now we have a power jam in favor of the Renegades. A good chance they may just decide to run down this time clock here.
I would think so. It's getting a little long in the game. Everybody's getting tired. 2 games in. Got 2 more tomorrow. Ooh, and slips through there. Stitches is through.
Very quickly you can get those few steps in to just burst out of the pack and get free.
And nice.
The Pegasus move, very rarely seen. Perfectly executed.
That was a perfect Pegasus. That's when one player grabs another player and throws him over the apex.
That is the first time I've ever got to call one of those. So, yeah, it's Slam Voorhees, I believe, with the assist on that. And Stitches just bursts right through the wall.
Oh, nice footwork by Spartan as they leap through there and come down. It is Stitch's world. We'll see what Stitch wants to do. Stitch slices through there, takes one more big hit, but I think that's Lithium. Lithium with the shorts that change from red to white to white to red.
Spartan being held back by Cairo, looking to get through as the seconds time down. Stitch is looking for a few more points on the board, gets them as the time runs out.
All right, that'll be it. We'll wait for that rolling whistle, and then we'll invite you out to the gray track. But hold yourself for just a minute. Let them get all the points counted up.
Right now we have our unofficial score of... See if there's 4 more points assessed at the end, but no, it looks like, yeah, be a 28-point run to 4 on that last one. That'll end it at 410 Renegades to 113 Bombers.
All right, and it looks like a battle of the bridges. Who's going to go first? And it looks like Cherry Bombs will go first as they start out there. Your team with the Cherry Bomb Brawlers from Spokane, Washington. We have Electric Fox, Spartan, Liz in Fear, Virus, Caterkiller, Slaughtermelon, Sugar Rush, Tiny Terror, Galaxia, Tough Little Cookie, Lithium, Alley Cat, Psychotic, and Ride or Die.
And in white, Renegade Outlaws, Crazy